Hi, I'm Chris Johnston from Work Visa Lawyers, and welcome to our November immigration update. Work Visa Lawyers just celebrated its 10th anniversary. We know we're lucky to be living in Australia, and we're proud to have been helping people come to Australia for over a decade. Thank you to all of our staff, clients and supporters who've made this possible. It's a privilege helping you on your migration journeys. There have been some big announcements this month in Australian immigration news. These include parents of permanent residents to get travel exemptions, more options after visa refusals from changes to the Section 48 bar, citizenship law changes, and more. But before I get into all of that, let's talk about COVID and the Australian borders. It feels great to be finally reporting on some positive news. Australian citizens and residents are now permitted to leave the country, and select international travellers are filtering back into Australia. So far, the Australian government has only opened the borders for fully vaccinated citizens, permanent residents, and their immediate families. But now that Australia has hit 80% of adults vaccinated, it won't be much longer until temporary visa holders are returning too. International students are gradually being brought back into Australia. Each state has different rules about how many arrivals it will allow, and we're going to make a separate video about this soon. But most have said that students will need to be fully vaccinated against COVID. The vaccines currently being recognised by the Australian Therapeutic Goods Administration are being displayed on screen right now. Despite pleas from thousands of graduates whose visas have expired while they were overseas, the government has remained silent on the subject of the 485 temporary graduate visa. Minister for Immigration Alex Hawke has so far ignored petitions to extend the 485, but we're not giving up. The latest petition has over 6,000 signatories, including Work Visa Lawyers. You can sign up too at change.org. In a win for families, Prime Minister Scott Morrison has announced that from the 1st of November, parents will be considered immediate family for the purpose of travel exemptions. This means that parents of Australian citizens and permanent residents will be able to enter Australia ahead of other travellers. Sadly, the concession does not extend to visas, and the definition of immediate family for the purposes of obtaining a visa will remain the same. Immigration news over the last month has been abuzz with talk of increased skilled visa numbers. A report released by the Grattan Institute in May said that Australia needed to seriously boost its skilled migration numbers. And it looks like the politicians are starting to pay attention. Minister for Immigration Alex Hawke has indicated the number of arrivals will increase in 2022. All Australian states and territories are in the process of nominating for 190 and 491 visas at the moment. Currently, however, only SA and Tasmania are open to offshore application, and only for a select number of occupations. South Australia is currently accepting offshore applications for visas in over 100 different occupations. You can see the full list on our website, but the main categories are agriculture, construction, mechanics, corporate services, scientists, and medical professionals. With so many positive statements about 2022, now is the time to begin your preparations, like starting your skills assessment, doing an English test, and getting advice on your best visa options. If you've had a visa application refused, you may be barred from applying for another visa until you leave the country. This is due to a rule called the Section 48 bar. Under the bar, if you've applied for a visa while in Australia and been unsuccessful, leaving you either on a bridging visa or with no visa at all, then you're barred from applying again until you go offshore. There are some exceptions, but for many people, the Section 48 bar can mean an expensive and inconvenient and unpredictable process. But from the 13th of November, there are some big changes. People who've been barred from applying for a visa can now apply for a 190, a 491, or a 494. These are skilled visas for people who will be able to fill important roles in Australia like vets and chefs and nurses. These pathways were previously blocked for people who had already received a visa refusal, so this is a huge opportunity for applicants wanting to stay in Australia. We are making a separate video explaining the changes to the Section 48 bar and we'll put it up soon. Continuing with the trend of keeping people in Australia, the federal government has changed the rules for Hong Kong passport holders too. If you have a Hong Kong Special Administrative Region passport or a British National Overseas passport, and you are currently working or studying in Australia, your visa will automatically be extended for up to 5 years. If you've been in Australia for 4 years, you will be able to apply for permanent residency. And if you live in a regional area, you can apply for permanent resident status after just 3 years. We have a video with more details about this topic, and there's more information on our website. We're making a separate video to talk about the Global Talent Visa. But the big news in this space is that certain holders of the Distinguished Talent Stream will be able to apply for citizenship, where previously they were ineligible because they'd not spent enough time in Australia. This only affects a handful of visa holders. However, if you think it might be you, please watch our Global Talent video and contact us if you need more advice. We also have more information about what types of skills the Department of Home Affairs is looking for. And we're posting this in a separate video for you soon. Most states are now open for business visas, but Tasmania is only taking applications for the 188 Business Innovation and the 188 Entrepreneur streams. With the number of business visa streams reduced from 9 to 4, the most popular choices are currently the Business Innovation Visa and the Significant Investor Visa. If you're looking to apply, please contact us and we'll be happy to help. Despite promises from the federal government, details of the agricultural visa have still not been fully released. Rumours abound, but we are still waiting for the regulations to be finalised. We know how frustrating this is for everyone and will keep you updated. In the interim, the Fair Work Commission of Australia has passed a draft amendment to the Horticultural Award. Under the proposed new rules, farm workers will be paid a wage, receiving $25.41 per hour rather than being paid per piece of fruit picked. This should dramatically improve the pay of farm workers in Australia. The draft is open for submissions and we're waiting to see if industry opposes the new system. If nobody lodges an opposing response by the 13th of December, the amendment will become law. In addition, following a High Court decision, the backpacker tax has now been scrapped for the working holiday makers. There are a lot of positive developments in the works as we start to emerge from the COVID crisis. We'd love it if things were moving a little bit faster, but any move in the right direction is a good one for the moment. If you need any help with a visa or migration matter, make a time to speak with one of our migration professionals at Work Visa Lawyers. Hit the subscribe button and watch out for our latest videos. Thanks for watching our November news video.